Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are new, welcome. My name is Lily, and for those of you who are returning, thank you so much for dropping by again. For today's video, I wanted to do something different. Again, because I am in nursing school now, I thought this might be a little helpful. It is near end of September, so I've started school or been in school for about a month and a half, a little over a month and a half now, and it's been definitely a whirlwind. It's been very exciting, a little stressful because of all the stuff we have to memorize, but it's a really exciting journey for me. And I just thought, you know what, because I am a new nursing student and I am very early on into this program, I felt that it might be nice to do a video about gift ideas for new nursing students. So if you know someone who is about to go to nursing school or will be going to nursing school next year, or you yourself, you're going to be going to nursing school, I think these ideas might be pretty good for someone who is going on that journey, just because it's been very helpful for me after having, been through the first month and a half. I think that they will definitely be some really useful, really helpful items. Now they're going to range a little bit from a higher price to a lower price, so it is a pretty large range that I'm going to share, and I do have that done intentionally. So depending on who it is you want to give or what your budget is, there is something for everyone. So if that sounds like something of interest to you, keep watching. Let's get right into the video. All right, folks, so I'm going to be going through these items from most expensive to least expensive, give or take, 10 plus, 20 plus dollars. But I think that probably might help so that you can kind of skip forward if you don't want to, be watching the ones that are a little bit on the higher price, or if you just don't want to look at the lower price ones, you can watch the first couple minutes of this video. Hopefully this video doesn't go for too long, but I wanted to share with you the top 10 items that I have found very helpful for me starting out in nursing school, and I think that these would be pretty phenomenal gifts that are going to be very useful. A couple of them will be kind of fun, but I think that nevertheless your recipient will really appreciate the gift regardless of what you give. So yeah, let's get started. And I'm just looking over here if you see me glancing, it's because I wrote down my notes so I can share with you accurately what we're going to be talking about here. So the first item I'm going to talk about, like I said earlier, going from most expensive to least expensive, I'm just pulling out my handy dandy iPad. So this is definitely, this iPad, it is in a case, so you don't have to get the case, but if you do want to splurge a little bit more, this is definitely, I highly recommend. This is the Apple keyboard case, and it's amazing. I use this as my go-to when I go to class. If I don't want to carry my heavy 16-inch laptop, this is amazing. But let's just focus on the iPad itself. I'm gonna link everything I have here as much as I can, and I will also link this for you as well if you are interested. This is a magnetic one, so it's pretty amazing. Again, Amazon does sell these as well, like with different brands, which will be substantially more affordable. But for me, I love the Apple one. I think it's just amazing. Even has a little touchpad down here for you, so it essentially acts like a mini computer, right? But getting into the main item here, we're talking about the iPad. This is the iPad Pro. I've had this for a couple years now, and I love Apple products. I mean, I am a little biased. I love Apple products, so they last so long, even though they're a little expensive up front, but the quality is so worth it. And if you're a recipient, or if yourself, are considering this, it's great because it synchronizes. So if you use all Apple products, it will just sync with everything across the board, which makes it so much more seamless of an experience for the end user. But yeah, I'm just trying to, so I have it configured like this, but we all know the Apple products. We all know what an iPad is. This is so convenient. It's so light, and I use this religiously, so much. So if you're gifting this to a nursing student, or really any student, but yeah, because we're on the topic of nursing student, this is an amazing gift. If it is within your budget, definitely get one for your recipient if they do not yet have one. So that was the first item. The second item I'm going to talk about is a stethoscope. As we know, for nursing students, we're going to have to use stethoscopes during our clinicals, during our practice, our sim labs. So I'm going to share with you my stethoscope. Just give me 1 second. I'm back now. All right, so I wanted to grab my old stethoscope, but let me just share with you the brand that I highly recommend, and I'm sure a lot of people do. It is the Littmann stethoscope, and it is the gold standard of stethoscopes. These are a little bit pricey, but again, they are sort of like a one-time splurge, and this is gonna last you for a very, very long time. This one I have not used yet. It was actually gifted to me as well by my former colleagues, and it was just the sweetest gesture. It was, you know, I was not expecting it, and it was so sweet. So yeah, this is what the Littmann stethoscope looks like. And I highly recommend this because I do have firsthand experience, even though I have not used this one. I've never really used a stethoscope myself before. And I say this because here is another one that I have. This one was actually my grandfather's, and he no longer uses it because, you know, he's very old now. But I actually purchased this for him at least 10 years ago, and he used this religiously on my grandmother. He likes to use, you know, stethoscopes he likes to hear it manually. And I think honestly that is the most accurate way to hear blood pressure, right? So it's still intact. It does look old. It's definitely older looking compared to the newer version you saw earlier, but it works amazing. I used this for my first week sim class exam, and I passed and it was fine. Yeah, this is still in great condition, even though it looks a little dingy, but this one holds a lot of meaning to me because again, it was my grandfather's. But yeah, definitely get a Littmann stethoscope. This is really, really good. These range in price. You don't have to get the super fancy ones. I think like on average, this is between like $100 to $110. You can get it on Amazon, or you could get it on their website. So yes, highly recommend getting one of these. Along with this though, I just want to mention it briefly just because it's paired together. This isn't a requirement, at least for my program. A requirement was the stethoscope, but this is a really nice to have if you wanted to pair this together, or if you just wanted to give this separately, although you know, typically if you give this, you kind of want to give the stethoscope because that's how you're going to hear, right? Your pulse. But this is like only $20. You can get this off Amazon. I got this when I was actually doing I got this for myself. I got this when I was going through my CNA program certification, the Certified Nursing Assistant, prior to getting admitted into the program. And this was required for practicing. And I think that even as a new nursing student, this would be great for you just to practice because, you know, you never know when you don't have an electric or an electronics, you know, BP machine, right? Like you always want to make sure that you know how to do it manually. So this is great to like have like as a bundle, as a gift. Yeah, these are not expensive, and it's really, really good. They come in different sizes though, so I would advise, you know, probably finding an average size adult cuff for your recipient. Okay, so next I wanted to bring up headphones. So I'm sure in this day and age, everyone has headphones, but if for some reason your recipient doesn't have a headphone or doesn't have like earphones, I would recommend, you know me again, I'm biased towards Apple products, but definitely an Apple AirPod. Now, regardless, they don't sell this generation anymore. It is the first generation, and now they sell the fancy ones with the noise cancellation ones. This one I've used for so long, and I actually really like it. I had the noise cancellation one, but I actually gave that to my husband because it would run out of battery so quickly for me. So I actually prefer using this one. It's been fine for me just to listen to music, listen to podcasts. It doesn't drown out the noise though, so that's the only thing. But yeah, any type of earphone that's like nice quality I think would be a really nice gift. Or if you want to go a little extra fancy, you could definitely do like an over the ears headphones like this. This is the Bose ones. I got these on sale during Prime Day on Amazon like a year or so ago. I do use it religiously now when I go to the gym because I put this on, I put on some like instrumental lo-fi beats, and then I read my slides on my iPad. And yeah, so these work great, and they are definitely noise cancellation. There's like different modes to it. It's really, really nice. You don't need to buy the fancy. Okay, this is one thing I will say. The Apple headphones, I think they're like $400, right? These were like $250, and on sale I think they were like $200 or even less than $200. So these work great. Bose is a great legit brand, and I, you know, honestly, you don't need to get the Apple ones for this. So yeah, earphones or headphones would also be a great gift for them to like listen to while they're studying or like just, you know, walking to school, whatever. You get the gist, right? All right, moving on, we're gonna talk about backpacks. And I realized I didn't have my backpack, so let me go grab that also. All right, grabbed my handy dandy backpacks. I grabbed a couple just to show you some options. Also, I will mention one that I think is also a really good option, but I don't own anymore because it broke. Yeah, so let's go ahead and start with backpacks. Let's start with the least expensive one here. I think, well, before we go into that, I will say that any student needs a good backpack. And if you want to get a backpack for a nursing student, or like any student really, I should rephrase that. If you want to get a backpack for any student, you want to make sure that it's comfortable, because they're going to be bringing their laptops, which could be heavy, other gear, like their clinical stuff. You want to get a good solid backpack. Now, the one I'm going to show you right now is just the backpack I would take if I'm going to go take a test and I don't need to go anywhere after, or if I just need to bring my iPad, right? So this is an example of a small little slim backpack. This one was so cheap. This one was like $15. It's from the 32 degree heat brand from Costco, but I bought this directly on their website. It's a very flimsy backpack, but it actually is kind of cute and it works really well. Even though it looks so small, this actually fits a 16-inch laptop in here. So this is more like a really quick, like I'm just gonna go to class, take some notes, just bring a notepad and iPad, and I'm just gonna come back home. That's all you need. This is like a quick little backpack that would do the job. If you want a substantial backpack that I think would actually be preferable if you're gonna gift this to a recipient, I would say either one of these. This is from the brand Backsmart, and this is really amazing because it has very good comfort level in the back. There's padding, the straps are wide, and you have like a dedicated laptop sleeve in here. I'm not gonna go through the details of this backpack just because I've done videos on it. If you wanna look at them, feel free to, but just because it will make this video a lot longer if I go through the details. But I just wanna say that this is a really good brand backpack. They sell this at Costco also. I think this is about 70 bucks or something. And also another alternative would be the Lululemon New Crew backpack, I think. I really love the style of that, but the zipper broke on me, so I no longer have that backpack. So I don't know, maybe I just had a bad batch, but yeah, just try to look for a backpack that has like a laptop sleeve back here so that it can give a good support and padding. Typically, I find that backpacks that have laptop sleeves, whether in the back or inside the interior, they tend to be a little bit more supportive and more comfortable when you wear them. And the last one, the last backpack I want to talk about is my newest collection, which was actually gifted to me, but I honestly love this brand. This is the Troubadour brand, and I've talked about this in a separate video, and this is the one I'm currently using right now hence I was zipping it because I had items in here. But this is actually weatherproof, so if your recipient is actually going to be going to a state that has like that rains a lot, that snows a lot, so like me, I'm in Philadelphia now, so yeah, it will snow, I think, and it will rain. Actually, I think it's going to be raining this entire week, so this is weatherproof, so that's why this would be a really good backpack. It has the best, the most amazing support. This backpack is a bit of a splurge. I think it's at $250, so it is definitely a little bit more expensive, but the quality is amazing. It is an amazing quality backpack, and I will say this again, that this is probably one of the best bags, or the best backpacks that I have ever owned and ever seen. Love this, love this. It's so comfortable. It is, the only thing though is that it is a little rigid, so not sure if that will be something your recipient will like, but other than that, a great backpack. So having gone through backpacks now, let's talk about the next item, which is, okay, this is kind of random, but I think it's really helpful. Let me share with you why. It is a paraffin wax machine. Did I pronounce that right? Paraffin? A hand wax machine. And let me actually turn you over so I can show you here. Okay, so let's give me a moment. All right, so what you see here is actually my paraffin wax machine in the works. It is melting right now because I'm going to use it, and I currently have it set to a lower degree, but sorry, excuse the mess here a little bit. But yeah, it's like all liquidy now, so it's ready to use. All you have to do is dip your hand in here and dip your foot in here, and it works perfectly well. This item is $60 or less on Amazon, and I got this about like probably, I want to say 2 to 3 weeks ago, and I have used it almost every single night. It takes about like an hour and a half to 2 hours to melt all of the wax. What's really nice is that with the $60, the wax is included. And also you get like these hand mitts and these foot mitts, and also some like disposable gloves as well to use if you want to wrap your hand in that while you're waiting for the wax to do its work. So I don't know if you know how this works, but essentially when it's all melted, you turn it off, you let it cool a little bit, and you dip your hand in here, and then it's gonna get all waxed up, right? And then you basically just have a really nice hand spot treatment, and you keep it on for like maybe 10 to 15 minutes, and then you peel it off, and then you're done. This is amazing. And I say this because my mom actually had a friend long time ago who used this like so many years, like she would use it religiously. And she was 60 years old when I met her, and her hands were so smooth. They were like baby smooth. And she said it's because she's been using this. So if you know, and let me actually turn this around, so give me a second. Okay, we're back. So as I was saying about the hand wax machine, if you know people who work in the healthcare profession, regardless of what role they play, they are going to be washing their hands so much religiously to the point that it's going to be so dried out like a prune. So I already have very dry hands, and I am religiously putting lotion on all the time, moisturizing them. Having a paraffin hand wax machine is going to help so much because it's going to help hydrate your hands. Like I said, I've been using it for the past 2 weeks, and immediately afterwards my hands are so moisturized, and it just feels really, really great. And I think that this will feel even better during the winter months, especially when it's super cold and your hands get cracked, because my hands do crack if it's like really, really, really cold. So I think this is a great investment for me, and I think that, again, it depends on your recipient if they are okay with, like, you know, hand waxing. Like, it is a little bit of a chore, but think of it as a self-care thing, right? Like for the person who, you know, if you are working, if you are studying all this time, like, you need to take a step back and also take care of yourself so that you can bring your very best, right? So I think that this is definitely a really nice self-care item to gift. All right, so moving on, water bottle. This is a must-have to stay hydrated all the time. It is so important that you stay hydrated. And I always carry one water bottle around with me. I have two. This is the smaller one. I really like this one because it is very light. And if you're not going to be out for a full 8 hours, this is really good. Or if you have like refill stations, or if your recipient, if they have like refill stations, this is good to refill. But just having a water bottle that's insulated, that will keep your water cold or hot depending on your preference, is gonna make, it's just gonna make such a big change. This is really good for just water. I also have a Yeti that I purchased recently. I have a lot of these at home, but I didn't bring them with me, so I got one more here. But these are also really nice as gifts. This you could put water in, or you could put tea, you could put coffee in here, and then I love it because it's magnetic, so you can take everything apart and like clean it. What's also really nice with Yeti is that you could buy one of these and you can customize it. So you could customize it with your recipient's name, or you could customize it with like a logo with a picture. I mean, you're gonna pay a little bit more for customization, but they're always gonna remember it when they see it. They'll always know that you gave it to them, right? So definitely can customize these, which is really nice. So yeah, water bottle, one of these like tumblers, I think is a great gift also. These are from like $20 to $40 or $50 depending on customization. And next we're gonna talk about portable chargers. I cannot say this enough. I have had I brought my portable charger with me to like school every single day, but I have not used it once, and I've had like my classmates use it like multiple times because their phone was out of battery and they didn't have a charging cable and everything. So yeah, I have saved the lives of quite a few classmates, which you know what? It's good to have a portable charger is what that tells me. So what I want to share today are these two portable chargers. They look identical because these were gifted to me, so thank you so much. This is from the brand, and I'm so sorry if I am butchering this, but it's VRURC. I'm not sure. This is what the brand looks like, and I'll be linking this in my description as well. But this is, they come in different colors. I have the white. This is supposed to be a mint green, but it turns out to look more bluish, I guess. I don't know why. But they also come in red and also black and pink, I believe. So these are pretty awesome because they are so light, so portable, and they actually hold 10,000 milliamps. The one I have shown on my channel before, it's the little green one. If you've been here for a while, you probably know what I'm talking about. I have that in my little Lululemon bag over there, but that one is only 5,000 milliamps. This is 10,000. It is bigger than that one, but it's also very light and very slim. And what I like even more about this one is that you can charge it directly in the wall outlet like this. Isn't that amazing? It just makes it so easy, because with the other one, I have to actually have a plug a cable to like charge it. This one you just plug into the wall outlet and you can charge it. And what's also really awesome is that it has a couple different cables. It has the lightning port cable for you, and then it has on this side the USB-C here and also the micro. So you have all the potential like ports that you would need in just one. And what's also pretty awesome is that it tells you exactly how much battery is left here. So if I were just to press this little button here, notice that it's telling me there's 100% left because I did recently charge it. So I love being able to know that, like an actual quantitative number, so I can actually plug it in, because with my other one, it actually just shows like the bars, so you don't really know, hey, exactly how much is left. And I just love the fact that this is super, super light. A lot of times when you have these like stronger or like more higher capacity battery chargers, they tend to be heavier. This is super light, which I'm very appreciative of. But yeah, let me just show you really quick. So all you got to do is you basically plug this in here like that, and then immediately, you don't even have to press anything. My phone starts charging, and I see that. So yeah, this is pretty awesome. So I do keep one of these in my backpack because you never know. Like my worst fear, honestly, and I keep telling everyone that, is that my phone is going to run out of battery and I will be stuck. And it's just crazy how like intertwined in our lives our phones are these days. So yeah, definitely highly recommend these. I'm going to link these in the description also. I believe they're going to give me a discount code, so I will share that also when I receive it. I checked out their website. These are normally $35. Right now, as of this moment, as I'm speaking, it is $23.99, $24, which is so cheap. So definitely get a pair of these. I think that this will be great for your recipient. No one wants to be without battery or without like a charged phone at any given time, right? So, all right. So next, moving on, we're going to talk about a school sweater hoodie. Okay, this is like the fun one that I was like kind of alluding to earlier in this video. So let me grab that really quick. So when I say school sweater, school hoodie, I'm talking about the school that your recipient got into, obviously, duh, right? I think that that would be a really nice, fun, like, you know, gift to give them, just like repping their school, their program. I know that one of my classmates, she actually received her sweater from a friend because we saw it on her one day, and I was like, oh, I really like that. I love how it says Penn Nursing, because I couldn't find one in the bookstore, and she's like, oh yeah, her friend got it for her, and then I found one on Amazon, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. Anyways, long story short, this is mine. This is the one I got for myself, actually, before school started. I didn't get this at the bookstore. I got this at, it's called Hype and Vice, and they sell different types of, like, I guess, collegiate, like, gear or stuff. And this one just is, I love this one because it's so simple that it becomes really classy. It just says Penn. It doesn't have like any extra stuff on here. I'm sure you can get it like off Amazon. You can get it off like the school bookstore or like Hype and Vice. Take a look at that. The quality is amazing, so I really like this a lot. But yeah, getting something that reps the school, I think, is a really fun gift idea as well. Next, I'm going to talk about, it could be a go or no go depending on where your recipient is going to school. For me, like I said, I'm in Philly. It rains a lot sporadically, and so umbrella is really important. I know this is like such a strange like gift to give. It's like so like common in a way, but maybe you could get one that like, again, has the same thing where like, oh, it has the school logo on here or something that's fun, but it's very practical, right? Like I want to give something, I'm sharing what I think is very practical. So this has come in handy so many times for me here. And the fact that it's very compact, you definitely want to get a compact one so it can fit inside their backpack. It's very useful. And I've been loving the color green, so I got this like dark emerald green one. But if you know your recipient's favorite color, maybe get one in that color. But yeah, it's very practical. It's very useful. I like to give gifts that are useful, so I think that, you know, I like to share that as well. So yeah, that's an umbrella. Umbrella is like 20 bucks or something. Next, we are going to talk about small accessories. So these are going to be, and this is my 10th item. I haven't used these yet, and I honestly don't know what the code is in terms of like, if it needs to be like a badge reel that is by school color or anything, but I got these before school started, and I thought they were so cute, but I think getting some little badge reels would be pretty cute. You could get these on Amazon. This is just a little band-aid and this like little sunflower, and I like this because it's very cheery that, you know, a hospital is not the most pleasant place for a lot of patients, right? It's not the happiest because everyone's there for like some sort of health reason. So it just brings a little bit more cheer to the environment for me, at least. So that's an idea. Another thing is definitely some of these small notebooks. It doesn't have to be like this. You could get the spiral bound ones that probably can hold more pages. This is just an example. These will come in handy, especially when your student, not your student, I'm sorry, when your recipient goes through clinicals. I haven't gone through clinicals yet. We start in mid-October, so I would have more insight later on, but these will definitely help to quickly jot down notes and everything. So yeah, I do recommend this as well. And then the other thing I recommend are pens that are multicolor. And I'm talking about these types of pens where like it kind of brings me back to like when I was a kid and we would use the pens that have like all these different colors, right? But this actually will be very, very useful during clinical. But even just right now, as I'm like jotting down notes, I mostly type, but like if I'm writing things out on my printed lecture slides, I like to use different colors to denote like important things versus things we don't need to know about as much. And just having like a pen with so many different colors, it really quickly allows me to do that without opening and popping the cap of like several different pens. It's just time saving, right? Time is money. So these are definitely very, very useful. And these are also very affordable. So you could get like different colors, match it with highlighters, match it with like, that's why I put these all in one category because they can kind of go together as like a little gift bundle. I think would be super cute. So yeah, it's my 10th item. Now I have a bonus item. I just wanted to throw it in if you wanted something a little bit fun. And I wanted to share this because I really do think it's true. Nursing school is going to be very, very hard. It will test you in a lot of different ways. So far, it's been okay for me. But again, it's just because it's so early on. It's only been a month and a half, even though I am in an accelerated program. But it will test you in a lot of ways, right? So I think that having something, and I know this may be a little bit corny to some people, but honestly, to me, I feel like, I guess it depends. Like, is your recipient the type who would like these types of things? It's up to your discretion. But if you know them, if they are into this type of thing that I am, I think this might be a good gift also. And it's like, not exactly this item, but something along these lines, like motivational quotes or something empowering, and just have these little reminders like as decorations scattered around their apartment or their house, wherever they're living, or their room. This one specifically, it says, remember why you started, right? So to me, I got this just to, because for me, I'm a very visual person. I love reading quotes, and I know maybe it's a little tripe, but it works for me. So if it works for me, I'm not going to apologize for it, right? So this works for me, and maybe it will work for some other people too. And I think just having these little reminders just to stay grounded, to know that, hey, just remember your why. And it's so interesting. This one, I got it even before school started, and we have like these, I'm currently taking 3 different courses. One of the courses, it actually brought this up, and it was like, remember your why, and don't forget that, because there are going to be times that are going to be so grueling and that are going to be so difficult and challenging that you kind of question, why did you start? And I don't want to be able to question why I started. So that's just a nice reminder for me. So something like this, motivational quotes, posters, little things that they could decorate would be fine. This is another example that I got, and I love this. I got both of these from Amazon. They are so, so incredibly affordable. Again, you don't have to get this exact thing, but again, just an idea, right? So this is, I love this quote. It says, between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. And this is a little paraphrased, written by Viktor Frankl. But if you know him, you know him. I actually didn't know about him and his book until I saw this, and I was like, who's this guy? And I purchased this book. I'm very early on reading it, but it's an incredible read. So basically, yeah, I just love the fact that this really illustrates that, we have the choice to respond, right? Like, regardless of what the situation is, what the stimuli is, ultimately we choose our own response, and we can make that response good, or we could make that response bad, right? But it really brings into light the aspect of self-awareness and of empowerment, right? And of just really being humble and just being positive about how you would respond to a situation, even if that situation, it may not be the best. At least that's what I'm taking from it. And so it's a really good reminder for me, especially going into a profession like this where it can be super chaotic, can be crazy any moment of the time. It's really how you respond to things, right? At the end of the day. Yeah, so those are just some examples I wanted to share. And that really concludes the end of this video. I haven't looked at the time, so I'm hoping this won't be too long, but I really, really hope that was helpful, because these items have genuinely been super helpful for me starting out as a new nursing student. And I feel that, you know, any one of them will be a wonderful gift to give to someone as like a congratulation present for getting into nursing school. I'm sure they would appreciate it if anyone gave me these gifts. And yeah, someone did, the stethoscope. It just, you know, it was amazing. And I will always remember it. Like, it's just like becomes a part of you, right? Like, you remember the items. It's not just an item, it's the item associated with the person who gifted it to you and the memories and the experiences you share with them. And it becomes truly, truly memorable, right? So yeah, so I'll stop blabbering. If you have any questions, let me know. Again, I will be linking everything in the description below. But yeah, I hope this was helpful. So that is it. Please stay healthy, happy, and safe, and I will see you in my next video. Take care. Bye.